Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question is to the Minister for Communications, Urban Infrastructure, City and the Arts. Will the Minister update the House on how the Morrison government's handling of the pandemic, combined with its location incentive program, have brought world-renowned screen productions to Australia, which is creating jobs and ensuring a stronger Australia?
The Minister for Communications, Urban Infrastructure, Cities and the Arts.
Well, I do thank the member for Moncrieff, who of course is a former professional musician, one of the many diverse backgrounds on this side of the House, and she's therefore very familiar with the glamour of show business, Mr Speaker, but also the sheer amount of hard work that's involved. And I'm pleased to say we've had our fair share of the glamour of show business in recent months, with some of the world's leading directors and actors coming to Australia. Now, Mr Speaker, I had the privilege of visiting the set of 13 Lives on the Gold Coast last week, and I spoke with director Ron Howard, who told me why their movie is filming in Australia. It's because of our skilled and talented actors and crew. It's because of the great locations that Australia has. It's certainly because of Australia's careful management of the COVID risks, which has been noticed around the world. And of course, it's because of the direct support provided under the Morrison government's $400 million location incentive program. And so, Mr Speaker, as well as 13 Lives, we've got NBC Universal, which is filming Young Rock, featuring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. And if, like me, you have a 12-year-old son, you're very familiar with his oeuvre. Joe Exotic and Irreverent, also being filmed in Queensland. In Melbourne, Blacklight with Liam Neeson, and also Canberra got into the act too. Escape from Spiderhead, being filmed for Netflix on the Gold Coast. The Tourist in South Australia. Thor: Love and Thunder in Sydney. Mr Speaker, it's a cornucopia of global productions. But it's more than glamour, Mr Speaker, because it's jobs. It's jobs. 19 productions attracted so far under our location incentive program, with total production budgets of almost $1.5 billion. That's over 11,800 jobs for all of those skilled Australian crew and cast that Ron Howard talked about, all of the downstream businesses that are supplying services, catering, props, all kinds of services to these productions. It builds on our support for the Australian film sector, our $50 million temporary interruption fund, with 37 productions approved for coverage under that. The extra $53 million we allocated in last year's budget for Screen Australia and Australian Children's Television Foundation. Our location incentive program, Mr Speaker, is succeeding in bringing global productions to Australia. We're building scale, we're creating jobs for our Australian screen production sector.